Hello everyone, Niamh here, and today we are going to do a pick a card reading. So I pulled out 3 decks. I really wanted to use the Mars Power for a pick a card, so this was my main choice. And I have been really enjoying these are the bags I made for these decks, but I've really been enjoying the This Might Help Oracle with the Mars Power. And if you've seen some of my videos before, I was having some hard times with this deck when I first got it. It was kind of a disappointment, but I've been working with it more and really just, I think, trying to find the right deck to use with it. And I have used it a few times here with the Mars Power, and I think I like it. So that's what we're going to use. And we're also going to use the Nocturna Oracle. So yeah, I really like this one, and I haven't really had the chance to use it much. And I think it might go well with this one, but I haven't tried it yet. So this is a little bit of an experiment. All right, so I am going to pull cards for 3 positions. Basically what we're going to do, I'm going to pull the Nocturna Oracle, and this is going to be your situation right now. The general theme of this pick a card reading is a message you need to hear right now, which tends to be my go-to for pick a cards. So the first card will be from the Nocturna Oracle and will be representing something that's going on for you right now. And then I'm going to pull 2 cards from the Mars Power Tarot to sort of expand on that situation here. I don't really have set meanings for these positions, but I'm just going to go with my intuition and what it makes me feel like it's saying about that Nocturna card here. And finally, at the end of the reading, I'm going to pull a This Might Help Oracle to kind of wrap everything up and sort of give a focus to where to direct that energy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out those cards right now. Okay, so I have 3 piles here, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So to pick your pile, let's take a few deep breaths. Another one. And one final breath in. All right, so pick the pile that is calling out to you, pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. I will try to remember to put some timestamps down below to make it easier for you, and here we go. All right, pile number 1. So your position right now, what's your situation right now is this one here. Oh, this is a nice one. And this is snow. All right, and making sure I am in frame here. All right, snow. Now, since this is an oracle deck, every oracle deck kind of has its own little system. So guidebooks and things like that are sometimes a must for oracle cards. So I am going to pull out the guidebook, but before I do, I kind of want to just get my sense of this card and kind of what I'm feeling when I see this snow card. And I think, you know, this is so gentle right now. It's so peaceful, so calm, which could be a good thing. And that may be where you're at. You may be in a very calm state right now. But it also could indicate a sort of calm before the storm, or maybe it feels a bit too quiet or a bit too serene. Maybe things feel like they're a little too peaceful. You know, that could be a shadow side of this. It's like you're enjoying what's going on right now, but you know that there's going to be something more further down. And when I think of snow, since I live in a very cold climate here, I live in the northeastern United States, which gets very snowy. The snow is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love winter, and I love watching the snow come down and playing in the snow. And there's a lot about the snow I love. But what I don't love is what you have to do when it stops snowing and you have to start taking care of everything. You got to shovel the driveway. You've got to clear off the car. You've got to do all of that. So it's like, it's this sense of enjoying what's happening right now, or being in a sense of calm, but also sort of dreading what you know is about to happen. You know? So yeah, I mean, that's what I get from this. I'm gonna pull open the little guidebook for here and see what it says for snow. All right, so it has keywords here: silence, gentleness. I did say gentleness, and pause. That's a good keyword because everything is on pause right now. So that could be your situation right now, where not a lot's happening, which could get frustrating. It's like, again, like I said, that calm before the storm, calm before you know, the shit hits the fan, or stuff is really happening. But right now things aren't, and you're kind of stuck where you're at, in the house, where you can't really do anything. You're just kind of stuck there. All right, so let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Okay, so to expand on this sense of calm, maybe lack of control, maybe a calm before the storm, something peaceful, gentle, but you know, maybe a little too quiet. Let's see what we got. Ooh, King of Swords, okay, and Two of Pentacles. All right. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit just so that we can get a good look at these cards here. All right, so the King of Swords is someone it's very fair, very I would say even keeled, and that's kind of a feeling that I get from a lot of the kings, is that even keelness. This is a sense of high ethics and intellectual, like, superiority, if that makes sense. Like, what am I trying to say here? It's it's a sense of knowing what's right and wrong, and being very diligent about making sure everything is equal, sometimes to a detriment. Sometimes the King of Swords can be a little too egalitarian. And yeah, and then we have the Two of Pentacles here, which, again, that sort of equal things. So I'm getting the sense here of a needing to prioritize, and needing to make sure everything, like, that we're focusing on the right things here. So there is a sense of certain things not being in our control right now, not being able to really act on things, because these two cards are not action cards. There's not a lot that's being acted upon here. So I think the general advice here is, while things are calm right now, while there's not a lot going on and you can't quite do anything right now, make the most of that time and prioritize about what's important, because pretty soon there is going to be stuff that happens, and you don't want to go in there turning this Two of Pentacles into the Ten of Wands, for example, where it's like all those wands heavy weighing on you. Yeah, you don't want to have so much burden here. So the King of Swords is kind of telling us to leave no stone unturned here, and to while things are calm, while you're getting your bearings here, make sure you prioritize before things start to really happen. All right, so the final takeaway message that this might help, something to help at the end of this story here, we have the hot drink. Okay, and again, this is an oracle card, so I am going to have to, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that we can get that in there. I am going to grab the book, but I want to kind of get my feeling of this before I grab the book. So this is something that's very comforting, and it does sort of connect here with that snow energy. Sometimes when things are calm, or that snowy time of year, it is really comforting to get up into a nice warm blanket and curl up. And so for me, my initial feeling of this is there is this sort of need, while things are calm, to prioritize what's important. so that you're not completely unprepared once things do start to happen. But the This Might Help card is really like honing in on that. Relax about this a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. It's not going to be too catastrophic, and you can handle this. You can take some moments to yourself. Take that hot drink, get that comfort, that you need from whatever gives you this cozy feeling. So I am going to grab the book real quick to see what it says about the hot drink. And I think this is one of the later cards. Okay, so this one, the keyword here is a gift. So that's pretty interesting, actually. And it is representing the element of water. So before I actually read this, I'm kind of connecting that here with this snow, because, once that snow melts, it is that water. So I think these two cards are very connected here. There is an underlying sense of needing to prioritize, but this calm state right now could actually be a gift for you. It may be a time to really get your bearings straight here. So the Knight of Cups, which isn't in here, the Knight of Cups carries a hot cup of coffee to their lover. In the Two of Cups, long-term partners embrace lovingly while holding warm cups. In the Four of Cups, an off-panel hand offers a steaming mug to a woman who is lost in herself. The hot drink is an offering of something good. It is a gift. In tarot, cups represent emotions or source of emotions. Upright cups symbolize opportunities or relationships with the potential to provide happiness, joy, and fulfillment. To receive a cup from another person is to be given a gift that could make your life better. And a piping hot drink, that's something that makes you feel warm. As a clarifier, the hot drink will fall on a card that should be thought of as a gift. This card is an opportunity for something positive, whether or not it feels that way right now. So that was a nice little read from the guidebook there, and I actually think it does make sense. Because I was sort of talking about how this card could be read in a slightly more negative tone here, which is a, calm before the storm sort of thing, or being lacking control in a situation, which I still think fits here. But I think what the hot drink is telling us is that this is actually a gift for us right now. So it is pretty calm. And then we do have that underlying worries or anxiety going on of needing to prioritize. And I think that's important. And that's why these cards came out. It is important during this time, this calm time, to take some time and I keep saying time, sorry, to prioritize a little bit and I don't know if research is the right word, but look into things a little bit while you have this downtime before things start to really happen. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Here's your reading. So the first card is your situation right now. What's going on for you right now that we need to pay attention to? And fireflies. Nice. Okay, so because this is an oracle deck, or every oracle deck kind of has its own little system, so it's not uncommon to look into the guidebook. And I do want to do that. I want to look into the guidebook, especially since this is this is actually a very new deck for me. But before I do, I kind of want to give my first impressions of what this card might mean. So when I think of fireflies, or when I see these fireflies, I'm really thinking of that like inspiration in the dark, or that sparking inspiration. Yeah, inspiration is really what's calling to me here. And a sort of like almost eerie, the truth is out there sort of feeling. That's kind of what, there's something very mystical about fireflies because they're twinkling lights in the night sky, and there's something magical, mystical about that, and sort of maybe even feeling like a hidden truth, but a needing for what is the word I'm trying to look for? You know what? Let's go to the guidebook and see what it says. Okay, here oh, this is the word. Illumination. That's the word I was trying to think of. So illumination. All right. So fireflies, the keywords here are inspiration, nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you think of fireflies, you think of your childhood. I mean, I do. You know, and I didn't grow up somewhere that had a lot of fireflies, but there's a sense of wonderment to these fireflies. Inspiration, nostalgia, illumination, brevity. So things, I do think I'm really pulled to that inspiration sort of meaning. But yeah, those there's a sense of being called back to a certain time and gathering inspiration from that, or really being reminded of something that's sparking ideas, or revealing things that maybe you knew before, but it's really starting to like hit you. That's kind of what I'm feeling from this. So let's see what the tarot cards say. All right, so the Magician. Wow, what a good card to get with fireflies. And the Knight of Swords. Fascinating. Okay. I get this sense from this that I don't know, this feels very positive to me. So I get the sense that there is some spark of inspiration going on, and this idea that we really do have what we need for this idea, what this project that we kind of want to embark on. We're kind of getting little sparks of inspiration all around. We have what we need to do this. Like, we have the skills for sure. And the Knight of Cups just goes in full force. And that's really what I'm seeing here. I almost feel like I should try to say more, because this to me just came so quickly. So just like the Knight of Swords, this sort of understanding of this really just got me. You know, so like there is an idea brewing for you, or a project that you're starting, and there is some excitement about this. There's some buzz. There's something like there's a spark of inspiration going on for you, and you're kind of getting ideas from all around. So you do definitely have the skills to put this into motion. And the Knight of Swords here, it really runs into motion. But there is a cautionary tale of the Knight of Swords. He is the one that sort of runs in full force. He is kind of that full energy, but can sometimes be blind to red flags or other things going on. So I would say, especially with the fireflies here, pay attention to those things. Pay attention. Don't just go in there like full force. This reading for me is definitely saying go this path, but keep a keen eye out for potential red flags, because these fireflies aren't just sparks of inspiration. They're also things we need to pay attention to. But also see the forest through the trees. We don't need to pay attention to everything. Not every little thing needs our attention. So that's, again, something the Knight of Swords is saying. And yeah, everything's there. I would say, you know, whatever this is that you're thinking about doing right now, go for it. All right, so let's see this might help. Ooh, the Broken Cup. Okay. So again, since this is an oracle card, I will be grabbing the book. So my initial feeling of this, it's kind of that, you know, there's going to be some setbacks. There's going to be things that are not going to work out. And we got to kind of be okay with that. And that's, so go into this, like, this whole thing is really saying, go this path. But this might help is reminding us that there will be setbacks, and that's okay. So I do want to pull out the book and see what it says about the Broken Cup. Let's see. All right, the Broken Cup. What used to nourish you, but no longer does. All right, so I will go ahead and read just the whole entry here. So each vessel in the suit of cups represents emotions or the source of emotions. Upright cups symbolize a potential source of good feelings in your life, while spilled cups represent a situation in which the source of good feelings has been lost. A broken cup is a vessel no longer able to hold water. The source of good feelings is gone, and none can reside here again. The broken cup symbolizes something that used to be a source of positive emotions in your life, but no longer is. Unlike a spilled cup, it cannot be upright and refilled. You may even get cut on the jagged edges if you try. As a clarifier, the broken cup will land on a card when trying to fix the situation is not the best option. So, I'm going to keep reading, but I'm kind of wanting to say that these three cards are so positive, to me anyway. And then this card feels like it's a negative, but I think it's more of just a calming of this energy, a calming of this high excitement, and understanding that if you do go full force into this without paying attention to some of the very important details, you could end up being burnt out and then never wanting to touch this project again. So I feel like this broken cup is a bit of a warning on this, kind of a softening of this high excitement energy here. So you may have received a lot of good from this cup. You can be grateful for that and continue to recognize that the situation will never be what it once was. It is okay to let go. All right, so yeah, I feel like, and again, I'm also sort of feeling that this project that you're very excited about, this venture, whatever it is that you're having this high excitement about and going for it, in general, go for it. That is what I'm getting from these three cards here. However, it may be short-lived. Whatever this project is may come to an end. You may be burnt out if you're not paying attention to some of the smaller details, or if you're hyper focusing on those details, you could get burnt out. Or it could be just a natural course of this project. You go for it, you experienced it, you did it, and now it's over with. That's sort of the energy I'm getting from this. I'm not getting a negative feeling from this, even though this broken cup may seem like a negative card. My intuition on this is that it's more of a natural progression. It could be a warning, but it's more of a natural progression. Like this thing that you're embarking on, do it, but know that it could be short-lived, and we got to just be okay with that. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. All right, so the first card is going to represent a situation for you right now. Something going on for you, maybe a feeling, maybe a situation. Something going on for you right now. And I have pulled Grasshopper. Okay, so since this is an Oracle deck, Oracle decks all kind of have their own little systems or own meanings on things. So going to the book is very common for Oracle cards. And I will be doing that. But first, before I go to the book, I just want to give my initial gut feelings on what the grasshopper may represent. So there's a couple things that sort of come to my mind when I think of grasshoppers. One, I obviously they're leaping forward sort of energy, which could very much be what we focus on here. That sort of because grasshoppers jump around and things like that. But I also sort of thought to myself, they're chirping. Now I actually did grow up with a lot of crickets as I grew up in the desert. So I'm thinking of that sort of energy, that chirping energy, and I do also want to say that, grasshoppers don't quite chirp like crickets chirp. That's a different sort of sound. But the sound part of that was really hitting me. And I think what I'm thinking of is how grasshoppers, their sound is more collective, where like a cricket's chirping is, you hear it in the dark. You know, it's sort of it's in the background, but you hear it. Whereas with grasshoppers, their sound comes more from, you know, their legs and stuff, than the vibrations, and it's more of a chorus of all sorts of grasshoppers. So maybe there's that sort of energy with the grasshopper as well. Like, oh, it's a focus on the collective rather than the individual in this situation, where like you don't quite hear a grasshopper on its own like you would maybe a cricket, but you would really hear it in a chorus of other grasshoppers, and that's really, like, you can really hear that. So that's what it made me think of. So let me see what the book says here. And of course, they're focusing a bit more on the leaping part here. So moving forward, faith, adventure. So drawing this card tells you to take a leap of faith. Yeah, absolutely. Grasshoppers only jump forward, never backward or sideways, and without uncertainty. It may be time to move forward in your life, so go forth and trust your intuition no matter the outcome. Now is the time for a new adventure. Move to a new city, take a road trip, dye your hair a weird color. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, and I am getting that, like, there's this sense of adventure, or a sense of embarking on something, and that leaping forward and kind of just trusting the process. So yeah, I'm definitely getting that. But again, I do kind of want to focus on my sort of intuition on this, and that sense of being part of that community. So this is a community effort. It's not so much an individual thing. There's something going on for you that is going to be more beneficial to be part of that crowd. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes I would say my instinct on most things is to go against the crowd. And a lot of times I would say that would be my advice on things. But then sometimes it's really good, like, you know, I'm thinking of that "it takes a village" sort of saying, and there are times when it might be better to go with the crowd, and it may be more beneficial that way. So that's sort of how I'm feeling about this. All right, so let's pull the tarot cards and see the extended message. All right, Five of Pentacles. That really connects here for me. And the Six of Cups. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of immediately getting something from this. So the Five of Pentacles is that card of kind of, you know, poverty, being out in the cold, not having enough, that sort of thing. And there is a sense of, you know, this is happening because we're not quite getting the help we need, or we've ventured out too far alone, and sometimes that can be lonely, and this situation is really, to me, and my instincts is calling back to that sense of kind of needing to be part of a community. Because if I think of the Five of Pentacles, I think of the traditional imagery of a person being out on the cold. And this is an interesting artist take on that. I will actually go to the book, because this book for the Mars Power, it doesn't have traditional meanings in it. It kind of has like a little quote for each card. So I kind of want to see what it says for the Five of Pentacles here. I think it might be interesting. So what is the little quote or something that it has here? So Five of Pentacles. The world knows cruelty. It is found in those isolated in their dark corners. Say isolation, that's kind of what I was getting about here, where right now is a time to not be isolated, because you're going to feel left out in the cold, and in those starving in the streets, a pox upon humanity by the name of poverty. May their bodies and souls be replenished by the charitable. And then we move over here to the Six of Cups, which, you know, when we think about the charity card, that would often be the Six of Pentacles. But here we're seeing the Six of Cups, which is more about nostalgia, or going back to our roots, and getting the emotional security from loved ones in our past, a childhood sort of thing. And I can't help but notice how isolated this person is based on this community of everyone coming together and thriving. So in general, for me, this reading is really calling to that that need to be part of something, to be part of a community, and that's really where we're gonna thrive right now. So yeah, and there's a general sense of maybe feeling lonely, going like there's something that's making you feel very lonely and very isolated. Sorry about my dog, by the way. She's just barking at people outside. Yeah, so there is a sense of loneliness here and a comfort in the crowd, which, you know, maybe that feels foreign to you. Maybe if you're kind of like me, I'm very used to being alone and, or, you know, kind of hermity, you know, and so there maybe that's a feeling of something you're used to, and maybe you don't necessarily maybe you're not necessarily drawn to the crowd or something like that, but sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need the crowd. Sometimes we need that community. And in general, that's what I'm feeling here, this need for community, at least in this moment in your life right now. There is a sense of needing community. All right, so the This Might Help card, we have the Fertile Earth. Interesting. So just like with this card, this is also an oracle card, so I will grab the book and see what it says about it. But my initial feeling of the fertile earth. So I think of the fertile earth, at least with this picture too, because this picture does feel actually kind of isolating, kind of like that. And there is a sense of feeling that joy of that being by ourselves, feeling the warmth of the sun here. But the sun is a little bit more off in the distance, and this land is ripe with fertility, and there's a lot that can be cultivated from this. So I feel like what it's saying is that there is a sort of foundation of that solitude that you maybe thrive in general, and that's good. And we need to recognize that. But it might be nice to take that warmth of your soul, yourself right now, and welcome others in, and a time to welcome others in. But I do want to see what the book says about the fertile earth. Okay, so the opportunity to cultivate nourishment. The Suit of Pentacles is set on a backdrop of lush earth and rolling farmlands. Gardens bloom with color, vines hang heavy with fruit, and fields grow green with abundance. Crops are not things you create, they are things of nature. Yeah, so things are what they are. To farm is to give plants the conditions they need in order to thrive. Conditions you need in order to thrive. Yeah, that's connecting with me too for this. Like, I feel like this sense of isolation, the sense of not feeling, maybe you thrive in general in the sense of aloneness. Aloneness isn't the right word, but you know, the sense of independence is something you thrive in general. But sometimes we really just need to step outside of that. We need to bring others in. We need to accept help. We need to accept advice. And fertile ground is the essential resource needed to cultivate life. Earth is the element that makes growth possible. Fertile earth symbolizes an environment supportive to growth. So maybe things aren't thriving as well as you had hoped they would be. And and that sense of being part of community is what's going to help bring things together. Yeah, so I'm not saying it will be easy. Farming is one of the hardest jobs there is, but you have to, but you have what you need. An unplanted field is an opportunity which, when paired with hard work and a few key resources, will yield glorious results. As a clarifier, fertile earth will land on a card to tell you that you have what you need to cultivate nourishment. The foundation is here. So I like that part of the foundation is here because I feel like there's a lot going on for you. Like there's a lot that you offer others. And I think what this reading is really bringing home for me here is that sense of opening up. And you really do have a lot to offer a community. And I feel like you may be able to thrive more, to thrive better if you brought your solid foundation to a community. That sort of takes a that takes a village mantra that I was saying there. Yeah, sometimes that is something we need to embrace, and I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting from this reading. That sense of being part of a community here, part of a whole. You are an individual and you are able to do a lot on your own, and you have this solid foundation. But at this moment in time, being part of that community is something that's really going to help you right now. All right. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.